saan yung social setting? It may happen in the home, it may happen in school, in the classroom, with your teacher, no, and all this kind of interaction, no, we use our nonverbal communication. So kita nyo, uh, there are different types of kinds of nonverbal communication, and much of these researches address issues of interpersonal and intergender communication, addressing questions of interpersonal attraction, flirting. Kita nyo, it extends, no, this nonverbal communication. Minsan nga, to what? To violating women, no, yung mga catcalling, yung mga um, ano yan, yung mga pagpaparamdam, no, ng gestures that are very offensive against women, no. So hindi lang siya as a form of communication, no, pwede rin siyang as a form of what, of violation. Okay, sige. So eto na, these are the types of non-verbal communication. Number one, you have facial expression. Okay, so you can read the person and how the person feels, okay, at the moment, no, sa mukha lang. If the person is smiling or frowning, you can see sadness, happiness, anger, and all sorts of emotions, no? Throughout cultures yan. Okay, across cultures, no, you are able to read. Okay. Then you have gestures. Common gestures include pointing, waving, using fingers, etc. Okay, number three, paralinguistics. This includes factors such as tone of voice, loudness, inflection, and pitch. No, paralinguistics are those other characteristics, no, that accompany language. So, nandun yung tone of voice, okay, the volume, okay, meaning you're able to send different messages, no, depending on the tone of voice. So the sentence itself might not be so offensive, but the way people say it, no, so makikita mo, a strong tone of voice may indicate approval or enthusiasm, whereas the same sentence said with a hesitant tone of voice may convey disapproval or lack of interest. So, things like vocal behaviors. O, makinig kayo ha, there is a term such as vocal behaviors, which includes pitch, inflection, the volume, the rate, filter words, pronunciation, articulation, accent, and silence often reveal considerable information. Okay, guys, why are we saying this? No? Now, ano nangyari? Bakit? Okay. Wala ako nakikitang presentation. Do you see it?
Black screen mo.
Black screen po.
Black po siya,
Uh,
ma'am.
yeah. So, ganito na lang. Turn on your PowerPoint na lang. Meron naman yan sa inyo. You have access to it, no? So, nawala siya. I think, okay, limited talaga yung internet natin. That's why may mga problems like this. So, uh, what are other forms? Meron pa, no? Non-verbal. We have body language and posture. Okay. So if you have vocal behavior, there is also the physical body language, no, where the people, persons are not, uh, do not enunciate, no, the words, but they show through their actions and their posture. Okay. Now, arm crossing, example, or leg crossing conveys different meanings. Depende rin on how it's interpreted, no, sa context and the culture. Now, body language is very subtle and maybe not be very definite. So, depende. Nag-cross siya ng legs, nag-cross siya ng arms. No? To us, it may mean what? Parang indifference. No? Parang, okay. Parang wala siyang care, wala siyang pakialam. But to the person, wala lang. Ginawa lang niya nun. But you see what information it may convey, no? So, pwede siya magkaroon ng mixed messages. Now, when we see body language, okay, and meron pa, no? We have eye gaze, looking, staring, and blinking. Okay, how would you feel if someone stared at you? Hello? So, tinitingnan ka, walang kakurap-kurap. So,
Matakot,
mapaparanoid ka
ma'am.
yung let's say, oo, ano,
Creepy.
feel,
Creepy po.
yeah. Siguro, ano ang effect sa atin? Ay, wow. So, ang effect sa'yo is that you become self-conscious, no? Ano ang meron sa akin, no? What is it that they're looking at? No? Yung point na ganyan, and you become self-conscious. Now, staring, eye gaze, looking, and blinking. Someone who suddenly blinks at you, weird naman yun, no? So, the eyes says a lot of things, so, and how the eye movements uh, are done. Notiyan nyo, ha? This may convey what? Hostility, interest, or attraction. Okay? So, eye behaviors play a role in several types of relation. Siya yung tao mo, wow, fina-follow ka ng kanyang gaze. Correct? Yung pala naiinis siya kaya siya nakatingin sa'yo. No, but all feeling mo, then you have haptics. This refers to communication through touch. Haptics is especially important in infancy and early childhood. Touch is therapeutic, correct? Touch is warm, no? Conveys warmth, affection, no? Kaya lang, meron kasing touch din. Hello? There are also touch. There are different touches, forms of touch. What are they? The affectionate touch, the caregiving touch, power and control touch, aggressive touch, and the ritualistic touch. Okay, let's differentiate from uh, each. Affectionate and caregiving touch are those given to a child, to a baby. Okay, yung mag-asawa, affectionate touch yan. Yung hair mo kinocomb, through yung fingers, they comb it through your hair, no? Na, ano ang feeling pag ginawa sa'yo ganun? By someone you also love. Hello? Anong feeling pag tinatouch ka ng caregiving and affectionate touch? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
How does it make you feel? You feel comfortable, sabi ni Alexandra. Okay, ano pa? You feel, John? Wow, nakaka-relieve ng stress. Ikaw, John, how does it make you feel?
Yun, ma'am. Comfortable, ma'am. And at the same time, ma'am, parang you feel at ease because someone you care about is caring for you and giving you affectionate touch, ma'am.
Wow, so ang sarap ng feeling, sabi ni John. Bakit Paul Rodney, sabi mo sa Monday pa kayo mag-meet? Why is that your answer? Hindi ko pa alam, ma'am. Sa Monday pa kami mag-meet. Okay. So, kita nyo, no? Actually, the face-to-face. First meet up pa ninyo. So, wag ka makitouching, ha? Okay. So, you see, no wonder, no? When a parent, no, touches a child, no? It, like, brings life, no? Sabi nyo, comfort, no? At pag yung bata grows up with affection, no? Iba yung development ng bata. Now, another type of touch, power and control touch. Who does that? Where do you experience such kind of touch, power and control? Hello. What kind of relationships does that? boss
Authority,
and the
ma'am.
employee. But, huh? Yes, Lisley?
Authority, authority, parang ganun. Or mga police officers,
Oo.
ma'am.
Okay. Pwede. Power and control, no? Pag hinawakan ka, huwag ka na pumiglas, something like that, no? Uh, that kind of touch that somehow makes you stop, no? Whatever it is you're doing, no? Sana hindi yan mangyari sa mag-asawa, no? Correct? So someone in authority over a subordinate. It should not happen between a boss and an employee. Dapat hindi. Bawal yan. Harassment yan. Okay? Sa parent tsaka anak na adult, o kunyari yung parent sa kanyang anak na nagkasala, pwede ba yan? Hello?
Depende siguro, ma'am.
Okay, baka magalit kayo, no? Pag ginawa yan, no? Okay, aggressive touch. Hello, aggressive touch. Yes. Aggressive touch, siguro yun sa mga crime. Oo. Okay. No? People with very bad, interest. Kunyari, magnanakaw, hold up, di ba? Yung mga ganyan, aggressive. Usually, when it's done or perpetrated to you, it can cause trauma, no, or psychological pain. So, delikado yung aggressive touch. How about ritualistic touch? Something that's done on a regular basis, inuulit-ulit lang siya. No, that's ritualistic touch. So, may mga ganyan pala. Okay, number 8 is appearance. Our choice of color, clothing, hairstyles, and other factors affecting our appearance are considered means of nonverbal communication. Do you agree? Yung ating pananamit, what is that? A statement? Yung hair color mo, what is that? You're, you're trying to show people your uniqueness or your identity. Okay. Bakit yung ibang tao, they wear clothes that are revealing? What do they want? They want attention. So all those are non-verbal communications. So pag tinignan mo at tao and looking at their appearance, you would know, di ba? Di naman talaga accurate, pero meron ka ng clue if they're a reserved type of person, if they're an outgoing type, no? Kung game sila, o feeling mo medyo rigid sila as a person, no? So are you already learning a lot of things, no? Ito pa lang marami tayong natututunan. Okay. Now, in everyday life, we usually receive information from multiple channels simultaneously. So you call that this SIT, no? The social interpretation task. Okay. So what you actually do is you try to gain as much information as you can from multiple sources at the same time. Kaya nga multiple channels, no? The social interpretation task, or what you call SIT, uses videotape naturally occurring interaction as stimuli, reveals that people, okay, example to of an experiment that they have done, no, using technology. So, they videotape naturally occurring interactions as stimuli, reveals that people are able to interpret, no, such cues fairly accurately by making use of multiple cues. Research with SIT indicates extroverts may be better decoders than introverts. So, ibig sabihin, people did not know that they were videoed, no, they were recorded, and they were actually in an experiment, no, in a social experiment. So kita nyo yan sa picture, no? So like in a social gathering, no, and they found that kahit on the first meeting basis, we are already able to form, no, accurate impressions of people, no. So you see, actually, you are in a best advantage, no, psychology students, psychology majors, you are in the best advantage when it comes to this. I would say, that social psychology is a very important field. Bakit man? Kasi we we deem to understand, people, and social psychology will help us, principles we learn here make us really, make us really get to form accurate judgments of people in times where we need to, no? Lalo na kung nagpa-practice na kayo ng ah, ng ng profession in the future. So maalala nyo, you will now be able to recall, ay, okay, no, non-verbal communications. You are looking at a person, but you are already making mental impressions, no? Kulang na lang may notebook ka, naglalag ka na ng mga details. And that is so true. You will find that you will need to do that, no, in the field again. So gender and nonverbal communication. Kaya nga sabi ko kanina, oh, hello, nawala na naman siya. Okay. So gender, bakit gender? Women are better than men. Okay, let's look at gender differences. Women are better than men at both decoding and encoding nonverbal behavior with respect to whether people are telling the truth. Uh-huh. However, men are better at detecting lies. This finding can be explained by social role theory, which explains that sex differences in social behavior are due to the society's division of labor. No? It's somehow quite innate, no, in the roles that we play. Okay, kasi ang mga babae are more in touch with their emotions. So women are mostly accurate, no, in uh, deciphering ba, no, in getting to read people. But accordingly, men are more sensitive in detecting lies. Okay? So this is actually done, uh, found out in an experiment, no? Kaya in 1979, okay, Hall found that women's nonverbal politeness or offending uh, or offend or attending to nonverbal cues that convey what people want others to see. No. Nonverbal politeness and ignoring nonverbal cues that leak people's true feelings. Meaning, sorry, women are able to read even if may mga facade. Alam niyo yung nonverbal politeness? There are people who knows how to screen their emotions, no, showing a different kind of facade or cover. Pero ang women, we can read through that. No, nakikita natin. Okay. Okay, sige. So that is gender and non-verbal communication. So let's continue guys para we can cover more. Sige. Now we have attribution theories and attribution theories of attribution and attribution biases. Would it help if I show you a video on it? Sige. Mag-show muna tayo ng video, ha? For a while.
Sige
For
po,
a while.
ma'am.
So that you will better understand what is a schema, what is an attribution. Okay. Wait lang, ha? Can you see? Can you see my slide? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait. May video na? Wala pa.
Wala pa po, ma'am.
Wala. Wait. Wait lang. Ito na yung technicalities. Yun. How about this one? Can you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Diba? Let's try. Hey. Ayun. Wait lang. Okay.
Go into a little bit more depth about what schemas are, why they matter for how you think socially. But to begin, what I want you to do is to think about what comes to mind when you think about the concept of autumn. Spend a moment, imagine that season of the year, and think about what other kinds of associations come to mind for you. For example, when I do this exercise, I think about the concept of autumn, and one of the first things that comes to mind immediately is the color. They fall off the trees in autumn. And also things like chili, comfort, cider, Halloween, apples. All of these are kinds of things that come, at least as it is in my own life. You might also think of another term like snow, but for you and me both, unless maybe you live somewhere where snow happens in autumn, but at least for me, I don't think of snow when I think about autumn. This is part of that set of representations. And altogether, what this illustrates is that our minds are really good at linking concepts together. When we think of an umbrella category, autumn, we automatically come up with all sorts of individual beliefs and associations that get linked with that individual. And this can be really cool. For example, imagine it's October 15th, we're right in the middle of autumn, and we have to ask ourselves when we wake up in the morning, what are we going to do? Now, if we didn't have this kind of linkage of associations, we would be totally lost. We go, I don't know, we have to check the weather, the temperature, the temperature. I don't know, is it going to rain? Is it not going to rain? But instead, we come with a ready-made association that depends on the environment, and we know, oh, we know about how cold it's going to be, we know about how rainy it tends to be around this time. And so we automatically make inferences about how the day is going to be based on our association with the time of the year, even though we're not going to go ahead and look for every single new piece of information that's going to help us. And in general, this is the idea of a schema. And when we talk about schemas, what we're talking about are mental frameworks that bundle knowledge together in an organized way. In the same way that autumn comes ready-made with associations with chili and cider and Halloween, all those kinds of associations, anything with in general, these are stored in memory, so we're not coming up with these associations brand new at the time. We rely on things already. It helps us fit the work, kind of what to wear. It helps us give us a better sense. And they make decisions more efficient. Rather than go to the weather website, what the people instead, I get you thinking about what you can think at it. In general, that's what we're doing. And the image I have here is a file drawer. The way I think about a schema is open up the file, look for the bottom, and I open up that folder. There's all sorts of documents inside about what is associated with it. things I already know in the mind as being ways to get around. Here's another example of a schema, and I'll show you how this could be used. Also, you might have abstract categories of people like police. When you think of police, you might then also have thoughts of siren, radar, patient, guns, arresting, all these kinds of things are associated with police. They come really readily, and this can be really useful when you're confronted with someone who you categorize as police. So imagine you're in that circumstance and you meet someone and you find out they're a police officer. Automatically, you start to make assumptions about that person, not because of stuff you visit, but because of things you have associated with. You also might be driving down the road and you see in the rear mirror, you see a car behind you. You automatically start to make judgments about your situation rather than go, oh, it's there. Or, oh, you automatically start to be nervous. You go, oh, did I do something wrong? I moved the wrong tongue. I should get out of the way. All these kinds of things associated with that is in your awareness, and it always is. We can have schemas about multiple things. For example, we might have schemas about roles that we play, different social roles. So if I find out that I'm a mother, would I count that role? And if I find out other kind of social roles. We also have schemas about groups, about stereotypes, a little bit more about that, a little bit about our social role. Thinking about people
Wala,
based
sir.
on stereotypes. We also have schemas about individual other people. You might have a set of associations, particular thing, and that person, thinking about what the person is going to do. We also have schemas about different schema. And the party. I don't know how many parties you go to with disco balls, but it's a pretty good one. You also need to talk later in the course of as a self-concept. And this is all the associations that you can and also different schemes of your expectations.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, guys. So disappointing na it's not quite clear at your end. So, hindi talaga pala siya clear. Oh, sige lang. So, yes, I will be posting the video, no, in our LMS class. So, that is just to somehow give you an idea that we start doing perceptions, based on what we already know as a mental representation. This is what we call schema, no, and we have several schema of all sorts, no, based on categories we have already created in our head, no, yung kagaya dun sa mga examples. So given okay, example, I'm going to ask you, what is your schema of round things? Round things. What comes to your mind when you say round things? Can you give me one?
Ball
Go.
po, ma'am.
Ball. So common ball agad ang nasa head ninyo, no? When you're given like a color white, tell me what comes to mind. White.
Purity.
Purity. Wow, malalim. Quite deep. Bond paper. Yes. Okay. Tell me what comes to mind when I say flower.
Fragrant po, ma'am.
Justin Rose. What fragrant. What else? Beautiful, di ba? Pag flower. Okay. So sort of a schema. The next topic is going to be attribution. No, so I don't know. I'm supposed to be showing another video on it, but it seems na hindi siya klaro. So what I'm going to do is just post it. Post ko na lang siya sa LMS natin. Okay? Nawala na naman yung aking PowerPoint. Wait. So we'll continue our discussions. Yun. We're already with our topic on attribution. Now, I did tell you that we are going to cover several topics here. When we say attribution, this refers to thought processes we employ in explaining the behavior of other people as well as our own. Now, when you say attribution, we somehow have readied an explanation as a cause of an event or a behavior. Attribution theory explains how individuals pinpoint the causes of their own behavior or that of others. We are preoccupied with seeking, constructing, and testing explanation of our expressions and to render it orderly, meaningful, predictable for adaptive actions. So in short, no, we seem to have the answer no, to all the whys of behavior. Alam nyo, meron pa nga sa atin, there are those of us who are very confident when they are trying to explain. Example, um, ano bang mga issues? Mga common issues. Can you name one issue? And hinahanapan natin ng explanation. I recall. I don't know if it's whose group it is, no? But there were, during election, guys, medyo mainit kasi yung election natin, no? Hello, do you recall the previous election? Marcos, Sara, Lenny?
Yes, ma'am.
Oo. So there were a group of students who were already arguing and bickering online sa GC, nag-aaway-away na sila about their beliefs on their on their certain candidates that they're supporting. And when I was listening to their argument, sabi ko, wow, ang mga batang ito, feeling talaga nila, alam nila. No? It's because we have somehow found a way of trying to explain people. No? And minsan, if we do not, reserve, our judgments, nakakahiya kasi mali. Pero kung ipaglaban natin talagang tupatayan, so nakakaya. And that is actually what we do. Attribution, we're trying to explain behavior of others and our own, and that is what we call attribution. Now, there are theories of attribution, and let's look at that. Now, Fritz Heider, called the father of attribution theory, he believed that people are like amateur scientists. Wow, kita nyo, pero in short, mga marites lang. Okay. Pero he would say we are amateur scientists trying to understand people's behaviors, by piecing together information until they arrive at a reasonable cause. So parang know-it-all talaga tayo, pag nakita natin, when we listen to the news, so how do you piece information together and really feel na kilala niyo yung tao, hindi niyo kilala yung tao, ha? You're just watching the news, but look at how you make judgments, Now look at this. We have what we call internal attributions, where people infer that a person is behaving a certain way because of something about the person. Internal yan. Okay. Internal attributions. Something about the person himself. Siya yung cause. Okay? And there is also what we call the external attribution, where people infer that the person behaving in a certain way because situation he or she is in. Okay, ano uli yun when you say internal? Internal means that causes are within the person. Siya mismo ang cause. Okay, example, I was late for my class. So what could be a cause? I was dilly-dallying, no? I was lazy that day. I just wanted to sleep off more of the time. Kaya na late ako. Hello? No? That's internal. The cause of the situation is the person himself. Okay. Now how about the external attribution? Okay. The person is at the mercy of the external situation. So bakit ka na late for your class? So you would say, oh, I was late because it was traffic, when I went out. I had no ride to school. Oh, it's the weather. Oh, it's the rain. So it's everything else except you. Hello? May mga ganyan ba tayo? Sinisi lahat. Okay? Except ikaw. No? So anyway, when we are trying to explain and look at a situation like, bakit sabi ni Fritz Heider, we're like scientists, amateur scientists? Kasi example, you have a case before you. Let's say you are a clinical psychologist and you have a person who perpetrated a crime. Nakapatay siya. So given the internal attribution, how would you explain that? Hello? Sige nga, how would you explain yung taong nakapatay, explaining it through internal attribution? Anybody? Hello? Okay. We have explained internal, no, and external attribution. So for instance, a person killed someone. So nagperpetrate siya ng crime. So how would you explain that based on internal attribution?
Can I try po, ma'am?
Sige, go,
I think, ma'am, if from
Miss Jakaria.
internal attribution po, I think may personal galit siya, ma'am, sa taong pinatay niya po.
Okay, so may emotions, di ba, that are accompanying the behavior, no? So internal siya. According to Miss Jakaria, no? May galit siya doon sa tao kaya niya nagawa yung crime. So let's hear another internal attribution explanation.
Ma'am, can
Meron
I
pa?
try po?
Yeah, sure, Miss Muhammad.
I think, ma'am, pag internal attribution po, maybe you will think na that person has some type of mental disorder po, kaya siya nakapatay ng tao.
Okay, no? So I hope you're getting, no, that when you say internal, these are coming from personal disposition, personality, a direct cause, no? Okay. Now let's look at this same case and try to explain this through external attribution. Come on, external naman tayo ngayon.
Can I try,
Ma'am,
ma'am?
can I try?
Yes, Miss Francisco, are you okay? Sige,
Can I try po?
Si Miss si Paul muna, Paul.
So, if someone po, ma'am, is nakapatay based po sa external attribution, maybe it was an act of self-defense. Siguro inatake siya, kaya nanlaban and then nakapatay po, ma'am.
Okay. So you are telling us that the circumstance, no, made the person commit the crime, no, and he was just reacting to a certain stimulus in the environment. Correct, no? So let's hear from another one, si Miss Manangkil. External attribution. Yes. Okay. So, pwede under the influence of alcohol or drugs, no? So, parang maraming ganyang rason, no, na binibigay. Can we hear another one, external attribution? Can we hear from Almadro? Justin?
Pwede rin ma'am 'pag ni-blackmail ka ng isang tao ta's napatay mo na lang talaga. External yun ma'am,
Oh,
hindi yun
no? So,
external.
probably, pwede rin siya that again you were incited, no, to perpetrate the crime, no? Kasi there are people who are antagonistic of you. Was that what you meant,
Yes
Justin?
ma'am. Yes ma'am.
Okay, okay. So I hope by this time it's clear to us, no, the attribution theory. Now I guess we just have time for this. Please remind me where we left off, no? Kasi meron pang there are other attribution theories after this. So it's 3:42 and we still have a little time for that. Um, continue na lang tayo next meeting. No? I hope kailan yan. Face-to-face na ba tayo next meeting?
Yes po,
Yes,
ma'am. Sa
yes,
Monday
yes,
po,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Sige, I hope nothing comes up, no? Kasi ang tagal natin nakapag-meet. O kagaya ngayon, is already telling me my internet connection is unstable. But thankful ako that we were able to finish today, no? What we were supposed to cover. So, I think that's all. Do you have questions? Do you have questions? Something that was not clear to you kasi syempre choppy tayo, no? Hindi clear. May mga tanong? Hello? Klaro naman. No? So, what we're going to do is that I'm going to stop sharing and take a quick screenshot of our meeting this afternoon. Sige, please turn on your cam.